one's head should not be shaved off without the permission of the order. A monk should not have more than 2 novices. In the beginning, dharma, that is Bodhipakkhiya Dhamma, as outlined in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, binds the members of the order, but in course of time a set of rules for the monks and the nuns called the Patimokkha, along with other Vinaya rules, were formulated to regulate the monastic activities. The Patimokkha consists of 227 rules of the monks and 311 rules for the nuns. As evident from the Ananda's reply to Ganak Gopal's enquiry how the Saṃgha would maintain its concord among the monks when neither the Buddha had named any one as his successor, nor the Saṃgha had elected its head, that the Patimokkha would be the guide to regulate the different functioning of the Saṃgha. The Saṃgha generally assembled on the Uposatha days, that is the 8th, 14th or 15th day of a fortnight, to recite Patimokkha rules to ensure the purity of the monastic members. In order to do this, as Ananda replied to Ganak Gopal, a monk was elected to recite the Patimokkha rules. He was called Saṃgha, Saṃgha, Saṃgha. Generally, Saṃgha was elected from the older monks who were well versed in the Dhamma, possessed of Abhijñā, and perfect in all respects from the standpoint of Patimokkha. The election of the officials of the Saṃgha, along with passing the resolution, was done by the system of ballot voting by Shalaka. In course of time, the Saṃgha appointed different office bearers like Chivar Bhajak, distributor of robes, Chivar Nidahak, keeper of robes, Chivar Patighak, receiver of robes, Bandhagar, storekeeper, to prevent irregularities in distribution and use of the chivaras. Similarly, to manage the storage of food, Kapya Bhumi, Kapya Karak was appointed. These appointments were formally made unanimously by the Saṃgha. Saṃgha Dhamma includes the acts of discipline and disputes such as Parivas, Manat, Tajanya, Nisaya, Pabbajanya, Patisaraniya, Upekhniya, Pakasaniya and Brahmadanda. Non-disciplinary and non-disputatious acts refer to the acts of Upsampada. Uposat, settlement of Sima for Uposat, Pavarana, Kathina, appointment of officers to discharge various duties, dedication of any part of building establishment for any special purpose, settlement of personal belongings of any deceased monks or nuns, Abhan and etc. In course of performing Saṃgha Kamma, first of all a resolution called Yatti was made before the whole assembly, and thereafter the proclamation of the proposed act or Kamma Vacha called Anusavan was done. The monks against the resolution had the right to speak against, and the monks in favor of resolution remained silent. In case of dispute, it was resolved as per the provisions of Adhikaran Sammat. The Saṃgha functioned on the line of democratic principle. The transaction of any function in the Saṃgha was called Saṃgha, for which the assemblage of the whole Saṃgha was a necessary condition. However, any person not able to participate in the meeting of the Saṃgha sent his consent through another person called Chand. A complete assemblage of Saṃgha to execute different functioning consists of 1. 4 monks for all acts except Upasampada, Pavarana and Abhyān. 2. 5 including a Vinayadhar for all acts except Upasampada in a bordering area and Abhyān. 3. 10 for all acts except Abhyān, and 4. 20 and more for executing all the acts. In fact, these numbers indicate the quorums but not the committee abhahik. No Saṃgha can be executed if the quorum is incomplete. To complete this requisite, a monk from outside could have been invited. Such a monk was called Ganpurak. Apart from the Saṃgha Bheda, Uposat, Vasavas, Pavarana and Kathin were the special functions executed by the Saṃgha. Uposat was a fortnightly assembly of the monks residing within an abode or sima, the limit, on the 8th, 14th or 15th day of a fortnight to recite Patimokh rules to ensure their purity. If a monk was found transgressor of any of the Patimokh rules, the Saṃgha punished him accordingly as per the nature of transgressed rules. The provision of the Vasavas, that is Varshavas, the rainy retreat, for staying at a place instead of wayfaring during the 3 months of rainy season was made by the Buddha to avoid inconvenience of travelling, damaging the plants and unintentional harm to the insects etc. during the rains. During the Varshavas, no monk was allowed to go out of the monastery except in special circumstances such as for the benefit of Saṃgha or lay devotee or sickness, fear of attack of wild animals, snakes and robbers, or the monastery had been damaged due to fire, etc. Pavarana. The ceremony of Pavarana was performed at the end of the rainy retreat. The aim of the ceremony was to confess all sins of omission and commission, seen, heard and apprehended, that might have been committed during the Varshavas. Kathina. The ceremony after the termination of Varshavas to offer and distribute robes made within a very short time by the laities to the Bhikshu Saṃgha was called Kathina. In this way, the Saṃgha, which began as a community of wanderers with the pronouncement of the Buddha, Ehi Bhikkhu, in course of time converted into a well-organized society governed by well-promulgated monastic laws, which empowers the Saṃgha to exercise executive, legislative and judicial powers over each member of the Saṃgha. Like the modern democratic system, the Buddha immediately made rules to foreclose the reoccurrence of any impropriety, misconduct or indecency in the Saṃgha in the times to come. Thus, it would not be out of context to say that the Buddhist order was based on established jurisprudence which exists even today. So, in this lecture, what I have described is how the Buddhist order, the Saṃgha, came into existence and how the various rules of the Vinaya were made. Thank you so much.